What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James. We back in these streets. We in these safety streets today, talking about the safety position for 2025. We've talked about pretty much this will be the last part of the defense that I'm gonna talk about today. Hopefully you like the little things that I talked about. I love the comments that y'all been doing in the video, so hopefully we can keep that up and jump on offense. We won't do it Friday. We'll jump on offense next week because I got Monday off. And I'm gonna do a live show, and hopefully y'all jump in there, and then we can kind of go over what we talked about, what I talked about with the defense, and let's talk about the defense as a whole. So make sure you jump on in there. It'll probably be like a Monday morning show, and I'd love for all y'all to be in there to let's talk about this defense because that's my favorite subject. So without further ado, let's talk about the safeties. Let's go over the other positions first and the grades, and then we'll go with the safeties, and then we'll be out of here. So first, we'll start from the inside out. Defensive tackles, I gave them a D for the grade because I just don't like that room at the defensive tackle position with the one position and the zero, the guy that's over the center, and the guard, the one that needs to hold that point of attack so he can really make the game easier for the linebackers, the edges, everything else. Mazi, Denzel, Jackson, and Rogers that they picked up last year, I'm sorry, don't inspire anything. And I'm sorry, I just don't believe in Mazi. I want to, but I just don't. And hopefully he steps up, but I just don't believe it. I like Solomon Thomas, but he's not good in run defending. I love Osa, but he's not a great run defender. So that room is just bad, and they really need to upgrade it in either the draft. I love free agency, but it's probably not going to happen. And hopefully that draft works. So that was a D for them. We go to the edges. I gave the edges a B because Micah Parsons is involved in that. I love how they picked up Dante Fowler, 10 sacks last year. He got 10 sacks in a couple years with Dallas. I love Fowler. Sam Williams, I feel like this is his time. Contract is coming up. He got to get paid, so I feel like we'll see his best. Marshawn Nealon, second year, I think he takes the next step up and becomes what that guy who left. I think he'll be that. And then we'll see what happens with the Peyton Turner thing, but there's a lot of potential there. So I gave them a B based on Micah too. Micah and Dante. And then when we talk about linebackers, I gave linebackers a B because I like Murray. I know he's got some warts, but that's okay. He's an athlete. He goes hard. You got a coach in Eberflus who really works with linebackers. Maybe he can bring that out of him. You can't really teach instincts, but I still like how he comes violent. And I like Jack Sanborn. I know he's, undrafted, but I feel like he's been with them for 3 years. He knows what the expectations are. And I just feel like he'll be a sneaky good player with Dallas. Damone Clark, we don't know, but he has potential. Maris Leofau, love him. I think he's going to be a dog this year. And the Agent Zero, who's really the guy, you can't really talk about him because it's injuries, but it hurts. But I gave him a B, and he got Micah that can play off ball, weak side, strong side. He can do everything, so that's why I got them a B. And then the cornerback position, I gave the cornerback position a D because I don't even know if Diggs is going to be here. The 2 knee injuries. It's a contract that can be cut and still be okay. Bland. I said number 2, not a number 1. Love to have him back, but as a number 2 and not a number 1. And everything else behind that is depth and unknown, so I gave that a D. So let's jump on the safety position, and then we'll get out of here. So let's talk about the guys who are already there. Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson. I love Donovan Wilson when he came out the draft. I think he was a 5th rounder, maybe 6th rounder. I can't remember. 2019 draft. Always been a hard hitter. Loved him his first couple years. I think when he kind of established himself, I don't know if the desire was still there, but I'm not going to question that. He's a hard-hitting safety. He's a box safety. He will jar. He comes down there like a bat out of hell. He is super physical. He has all those physicality traits. Where he really lacks is just not a coverage guy. They try to put him a little bit of coverage, but he gets exposed, and we've seen all last year just taking bad angles on plays, missing too many tackles, getting destroyed in coverage. Tight ends really work him. So he had another season when he had like an 88 tackle season. Like I said, he'll get you tackles. He's going to be physical. He's going to be that guy. but he's slowly becoming a liability on the team. Remember, we in these work streets. So, told a little bit about Donovan. Let's just cut to the chase. I love Malik Hooker. That's Tyrone Church's guy. He wished him to Dallas. Shout out to Tyrone Church because he wished him to Dallas. Because I remember when he was out there, he was talking about him and he got him here. And I think he's had a good career here. I think it tailed off a little bit, but I think that's a combination of, the lame duck status. I just feel like that kind of hurt Malik Hooker. I still like Hooker. I think he's had a solid career here in Dallas. But let's just cut to the chase. You got Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker. I think Donovan Wilson counts $8 million against the cap this year, and Malik Hooker, I believe, is like $7 million against the cap. Somebody's getting cut, okay? They just signed the backups who I talked about. What was y'all? I made a tweet before the season started, like, what about Wanya and Marquise Bell being starters? How would y'all feel? I made a tweet about that, got a lot of good action and got a little good, feedback from that. But you saw Marquise Bell just signed a 3-year, $18 million deal. We saw in 2023, he had like 96 tackles, was all over the place. Dan Quinn kind of put him at that kind of hybrid position. He was playing the strong. He was playing linebacker because Dallas wasn't getting linebackers. Obviously, he got exposed, but that wasn't his fault. 6'3", 208, good size. And they wouldn't have signed a 3-year, $18 million deal if they didn't think he was going to get some significant snaps this year, right? So here's my thought. Donovan Wilson is going to get released because they saved $5.5 million, I believe, in savings if they release him this year. He's going to get cut. Marquise Bell is going to take his spot because it's the same type of player, maybe, but I think Marquise Bell has a little bit more upside than Donovan Wilson. Don't want to see him in coverage like that, but I just feel like he's going to be the guy that takes over that position, and they're going to go ahead and let Donovan Wilson go. Wanya Thomas, love Wanya. Love to see him. Him and Marquise got significant time in 2023. Damn near none last year. But I think that's a situation of Mike Zimmer coming in as a veteran coach. He don't know these guys. Those other guys were established. And I'm on a 1-year deal. I don't got a time to be figuring out what you can and cannot do. I'm going to go with the veterans, and I think that's the reason why they got the playing time, and that's why you saw Marquise Bell and Wanya get their playing time decrease because Dan Quinn had already been there and established himself, so then he could sprinkle those guys in, where it was a 1-year deal with Mike Zimmer, and he ain't got time to be knowing who you are. I'm going to go with the veterans since I'm on a 1-year deal. I'm going to go with something that's more guaranteed. And I think that's what it is. But I think Donovan Wilson is going to be the cut this year. Marquise Bell is going to slide in this spot. I still think they hold on to Hooker because they want to find out what Wanya is. And he's on a 1-year tender, I believe. So it's not costing them no money. And I feel like Malik Hooker has not had a bad career here. He's a good single high safety. So I think him and Wanya work together. I think those two work together. And then I'm going to post some draft people. Haven't really studied that safety position like that, but I know it's something that the Cowboys got to get because they got to get some good depth in that safety position, especially if you lose a Donovan Wilson. Yes, you were playing with Marquise Bell, but now that room is kind of short. Now, you also got Mukamu, who plays safety as well. So you got Mukamu who can play safety, he can play corner, so that's a versatile piece, and you brought him back for a year. So this is where you could probably finally see Mukamu probably get some significant snaps. We'll see if Wanya does. I hope he takes the next step because he's got size, he's got speed, love his attitude. I just like Wanya. Liked him when I first saw him. I think he's just can be a good player if he continues to, really concentrate on it, practice, really really take it so serious. Not saying he's not, just take it so serious so he can take that next step because I think he can be a player. So my grade for the safety position right now will be a low C because Donovan Wilson, I don't think he's going to be here. But if we're just rating him with the room right now, Donovan Wilson is okay. Malik Hooker he's good. I like Marquise Bell, but it's still unknown with them. Even though Marquise played a couple years ago, it's still unknown, and Wanya is an unknown, and so is Mukamu. So I'm going to give this a low C, maybe a C-. I'm sorry, I want to give it a better grade, but C- is where I'm at because, just the starters are just okay. Your backups, you saw what you could get in Marquise Bell, but there's still some things, still some warts there. Both of them undrafted. Mukamo is a great unknown, so I can't give it a high grade because you don't have and where's the young player behind it? You're probably going to have to draft a safety for real, and I'm going to post some draftable safety players. But for me, C minus. I'm gonna say more C minus. Sorry, but current room just is not inspiring right now because unknown with those backups and what you have right now. It been getting burnt like toast. Feel me? So that's just my thoughts on the safety room. Give me your thoughts on what you think about Donovan or Malik Hooker still staying. I think Donovan Wilson gets cut. They save the money, move Marquise Bell in his spot. They keep Hooker, kind of see what Wanye is, have Mukamo, and then they draft a safety probably in that 5th to 6th round is where you see that safety getting picked because they don't have a 4th round pick. 3 5s, 2 6s, 2 7s. That's where you're going to see that safety getting drafted. And I think in that 5th, maybe 6th round is where you're definitely going to see a safety get drafted. So those are my thoughts. Give me your thoughts on the safety position. What do you think about the players? What do you think about the backups? Let's talk about it. And we'll talk about the defense in depth on Monday on the live show. Hope you're there. Big Game James. Blessings to everybody. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great day and have a great weekend coming up. Peace.